Good evening, hello, and welcome to Inside NE. Welcome to Hard Talk with Afrida Hussain. Today I am joined by MLA Pasighat, Ninong Ering. So, welcome to our show.
Namaskar. Yes.
Arunachal MLA Ninong Ering was written in the latest PM calling for a ban on upcoming alternate by South Korean happening. Two-way public disclaimer and social media influencer Paras Singh has posted one video alleging airing as a Burma and Arunachal Pradesh a part of China. This is not the first time that a racial act has happened. In the last year also, lots of report has was there uh, during the lockdown. So why every time, be it having a dog in Nagaland, be it a look, when why again and again mainstream people attack Northeast through various racial discriminations?
Yes.
What is your first comment, sir? And it is not the first time, and this is not the
No.
last time, I believe.
When I just speak about this issue of Mr. Paras, a young boy, I think he was quite ignorant about Arunachal Pradesh. That's very unfortunate that I have spoken before also, because anyone now, because Arunachal Pradesh is always in the news. So, either our Honorable Union Mr. Kiran Rijiju is there with, he's in charge of sports and games, and then and youth affairs, and you'll see that always he's in the news. So that's itself of his Paras saying that no, I don't know about Arunachal Pradesh, and they have this chinky looks. That was very unfortunate.
Hmm.
Of course, we have this racial
Hmm.
discrimination right from the days of when I was an MP there, and Nito Tanya was that he died because of that attack on him. So, and there's so many very
Hmm.
numerous cases of, like you were just mentioning, in Bangalore, where the Naga girl was asked that you eat dogs, or you have these chinky looks. So these factors, it is to bring that mindset out of the people, that Arunachal or the Northeast is part of India. It is an integral part of India. That has to be, looked upon. Of course, like I said, that when I was a member of parliament, we had a committee known as the Best Border Committee. We have our, the protection for the scheduled tribes and scheduled castes, and the way that the Best Border Committee had recommended, there has to be very some stringent laws. But the stringent laws also will have to be implemented with heart and soul. Then only it can be done. But the other issue is that if we can bring the mainstream into the Northeast, like because of this COVID, of course, this pandemic, it has become a very big drawback. Otherwise, people from the mainland, coming from Bangalore or even from Kerala and all, coming to the Northeast, seeing the beautiful hills of Meghalaya or Sikkim, or coming to Tawang or to Menchunka or in Nagaland and enjoying the Hornbill Festival. These factors will bring a change in the mindset of the people. Because those people who come from the mainland and see these, beautiful sights and the festivals of our people, they go back with fond memories. And the hospitality, of course, is different, completely different. The hospitality of the people of the Northeast is completely different. So these are that
So
is
my
my take.
question is, yeah. So my one question is always struck my mind. That is, do you think that mainstream need to be more knowledgeable, and in the syllabus itself, there has to be a chapter for the Northeast, because this disconnect with the by of the mainstream people with the Northeast people is a big problem now, and now it's a mainstream that they don't think Northeast to be an integral part of the India, especially the people who are not knowledgeable about the Northeast. Do you think that the syllabus in the syllabus itself, the Northeast need to be the education of the Northeast is important to giving it to the mainstream people in the CBSE or in ICSE syllabus?
I rightly agree with you. Like I again mentioned you about the West Border Committee report. Here, one of the most major factor or the point to important points was the including of the subjects of the Northeast on the NCRT and the CBSE, syllabus or on the books. Uh, we have, Lachit Barphukan, where he even historically he
Hmm.
is a very famous thing. We have got so many freedom fighters here who have really and then the history of the Ahom history, the whole the northeast history. Let it be in the kings of Tripura or Meghalaya. Let it be the stories of Nagaland, the stories of
Hmm.
the Arunachal Pradesh. All these, where our freedom fighters had fought. If these are
Hmm.
replicated here, the people in the center will also know when they say, okay, Bhagat Singh hai,
Hmm.
then we'll say that Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose hai. All these, heroes, all these martyrs, if they can be remembered, so can the martyrs of the Northeast. And if once they are brought into the picture in these books, through these books, uh, when people learn, the children learn and say that okay, in the Northeast, these heroes were there, these people were there who had sacrificed their lives for the country. Then we can have the historical, background of the kings and the dynasties that had prevailed during that period. The children, uh, the mindset has to change. The children are being taught which are, which does not connect with the Northeast. So the Northeast has to be connected. So one of the reports of the Best Border Committee was that there has to be some, books on the history, books on geography, so that people could know that where the Northeast is and what is the story about that. I fully agree with
Was
you.
there any action? Was there any action after this report, Bejwarwa committee report, has been submitted to the center? What was the follow up?
Uh, to be very frank, just the Besbori committee had been recommended and it was taken up in the most of the states were being consulted. But unfortunately, the elections came and then a new government had to be formed, and naturally, the this thing that the I think the Best Borough Committee went into the cold storage. Now, I think we should all, the member of parliaments of the Northeast, must once again request the Honorable Prime Minister that we should again take up this Best Borough Committee report. And if at all some additions or subtractions are to be made also, but this report also be, it should be implemented so that the future of the Northeast, that these kind of atrocities which are taking place on our children, the way that the central in the mainland India, we are also part of mainland India, but the mainland India means comprising of right from the south, that is in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and then coming to the north in the Chandigarh, that is Punjab, Chandigarh, Delhi, UP, and of course Gujarat. So here, what happens that people, once they get connected, then they will know that okay, there is a place like Northeast. Like he was this
Right.
boy, I think he was a YouTuber, uh, a YouTuber having followers about 5 lakhs 70,000 does not mean that he does not see the YouTube. If he sees the YouTube and just clicks Ninong Ring or clicks Arunachal Pradesh, the whole, the maps come out, the whole of the beautiful scenic, beautiful places of the Northeast comes out. So he knew it, but he just, I think there was some anger in him, some kind of narazgi tha that why should he write against PUBG or one of his, because he is a gamer, so
Right.
he uses YouTube for gaming. So I think
Right.
that frustration was there. So he just, instead of scolding me or rebuking me, he went and started just trying to make me more, kind of a satire, and he touched Arunachal Pradesh. So that is a very wrong, message which has gone throughout the country. I know that the people of India know Arunachal Pradesh as, a very, Desh Bhakti people, with very nationalistic feelings. And I'm sure that people will know that Arunachal Pradesh, the people of Arunachal Pradesh, like everyone says that we don't have a language of, or the lingua franca is Hindi in
Hindi,
Arunachal
right.
Pradesh. So
Hmm.
these factors also should, clarify all the doubts that the people in these states which I mentioned, which I have just mentioned, they should also know that the North is about.
Do you think still, even do I believe, do you think that the mainstream media, especially the Hindi media, is still ignorant about the Northeast and they don't give importance to the Northeast? And this is also one of the reason that the lots of various parts of India are still ignorant about the Northeast people, and they don't have this sufficient runtime for the Northeast, or
In
it is
what way I'll
us
agree
to
with.
blame.
No, we'll have to see Northeast people. You will find them throughout India. Let it be in Kerala, let it be in Tamil Nadu, let it be in Maharashtra, in Mumbai, or the main cities in Bangalore, Delhi, Chandigarh, anywhere you go, even in Ahmedabad, you'll find them. You'll find them even in Goa, Daman, and Diu. Also, you'll find them. The people of the Northeast, they have no other option. We have this problem of unemployment. So our children are very, you can say, uh, in the Northeast, there is a shortage of employment. So naturally, we'll have to look towards green pastures. So our boys and girls, they are very, encouraging. I'm really proud of them.
Hmm.
Going down right south and working there, far away from their parents, far away from the homes. So my take is that our children are very much advanced compared to the ones in, say, I won't mention any state, but if you go to these villages, even in the northern Indian villages or even in the central regions,
Right.
you'll find that people don't know anything about Arunachal Pradesh. They don't know anything about the Northeast. So they're
Hmm.
completely ignorant. Of course, I will not agree that this Paras boy, Paras Singh, or whoever that YouTuber is, he had thorough knowledge of it. But the others, they're really ignorant, and we have to educate them. So it has to be vice versa. The people of the Northeast know about this, the mainland India, then people of the mainland India also should know the states which are beyond the chicken neck.
Do you
That is
think,
my take.
my question was, do you think the mainstream media is still ignorant about, especially the Hindi media?
Yes, yes, yes. I'll agree
They
with
do
you on
give
that.
importance only to the bad aspects of it, be it your controversy or the Chinese landing into the Arunachal or whatever. But in any political aspect or geographical aspect, whatever the political issues need to be covered, they're totally ignorant about it. What is your take on it? Because you have faced lots of national media people while during your MP tenure in Delhi also. What is your take on this?
To be very clear, like I said, that we have to change the mindset. Uh, all the media, please don't mind, you also should not mind, but I think they're managed. So it's a question of management, how they're doing it. Uh, when we were there, when the Congress government was there, we used to get a lot of patting in the back. Similarly, now I will not say, I would not like to, point fingers at the government at the center. But naturally, whoever jiska lathi uska bhais. So whoever's in power, he takes advantage out of it. And
बट कांग्रेस
naturally,
के टाइम में कहाँ कहाँ हुआ था सर? वो तब भी तो
नहीं नहीं नहीं
इग्नोरेंट ही
नहीं
थे, अभी
कांग्रेस
भी
का नहीं नहीं
इग्नोरेंट ही है.
कांग्रेस का टाइम में we had some special favors, we had some special importance. Now, of course, also Honorable Prime Minister is saying that we should not look east, but we must act east. So I really appreciate his gesture, of course, because of this pandemic. A lot of the development works have been stopped. But the media must look into the Northeast because they only think they cover up what is in Delhi. So, जो भी दिल्ली में है वो पूरा देश में है. It is not like that. In Kerala, it could be different. It could be in different in Tamil Nadu. It could be different in Rajasthan. Of course, Rajasthan and Punjab, UP, Haryana, they are always cover up. So the focus is only on that. Let it be the farmers issue, let it be the CA, let it be any issue which is within the central region or the northern region. Now we are, or West Bengal is also now known because of the last election, and of course now because of the this cyclone which is coming. So anything which is they completely different out of the way, then they will focus. Otherwise, the normal things they don't focus on what we are doing, how we are living, what we are eating. So the media also must focus on the northeast. They should show the beautiful places that we have. They have to interact with the people of this region. Once this kind of relation is adopted by the media of the central government of the central region with the northeast, then of course we can. But of course now, as you know, a lot of uh, these media houses are there. We have the Z, we have the Astak, they are coming to the northeast now, and let's hope that the messages that the people are sending from the local media, that is those who are covering up these, the reporters, are also given due importance. Then of course the northeast also will be coming into the picture.
So can I ask you a personal question? Because
Please.
yeah, so you you have stayed in Delhi for so long, for so
Yes.
long. Did you ever face or being uncomfortable at certain point of time, or any racial attack, or any question which has make you embarrassed being a northeast, being from the northeast?
Practically, I won't say that I have faced that kind of a racial discrimination.
Mhm.
When you say long time, it's really long. Because in Delhi, I was since 1962.
Right.
62, I was studying there in school. It was an FO school where I had studied in 62. So uh, people used to call me Naga. That time they didn't know what Arunachal or Mizoram or even Assam they didn't know, and they used to say Naga, Naga, Naga. So everybody knew about the Naga. So I was also called a Naga. So that time, that feeling was there that okay, chini vini gor, koi paar mare gor, all those things, slang they used to use. They used to even treat us like some Nepalis or some Gorkhas. So that during childhood we faced it. Of course, my father also was a union minister, so uh, I also became an MP and also became a union minister. So during my tenure, that kind of feeling was never there. Our our friends circle, especially the members of parliaments, my very close associates who are now even in a very high post, we were very friendly. Whenever we used to go to their homes or houses, also we used to always interact. So that closeness was there. So, but in the when you go down to the children or to the colleges or even to the workplaces, like in the
Mm.
hospitality branch or even in you can say where the children are working in let it be in clubs, let it be in restaurants, let it be in hotels. So there, that kind of discrimination was not so much, but in the market, of course, when you go to the
Mm.
market in the
Mm.
bazaars, then that discrimination was felt among the children. That is what the complaint we had, and our people, like the case of Nido Tanya, our people they did not have that kind of feeling that just like in Arunachal we have faced it, or in Nagaland and Assam, where we speak out very frankly. But there
Mm.
they take it otherwise. They treat us like say, "Arey, ye to kancha hoga, ya he must be a maid servant, or must be a chowkidar, or must be a work person." So they are treated slightly differently. The children faced it, and I feel that this discrimination must be met up with. And the basic body committee is the best example where if we do it in heart and spirit, we will able to bring the close the distance between the North Indians and also the Northeastern Indians. So I think it should be a good start, and we should not have such kind of hatred that is felt among our among our younger generation.
So we talk about the Northeast integrity,
Yes,
Northeast to be
yes,
together.
yes.
Do you think at certain point of time, uh, the people sitting in Guwahati is also ignorant about other states, especially the media?
So you are sitting in Guwahati, so
Now
you
I'm
should know
talking to
more
you, sir,
about it.
because we no, no. What is your opinion? Because see, we should talk about so that voice should go to the other people,
Yes,
and that awareness and slightly disappointment should be shown certain point of time. Because
yes,
in my yeah, during these days, when I was talking to lots of people as a reporter also, when I am interviewing lots of young kids from Assam, lots of people are ignorant about other parts of the states. When we tell Delhi to be the mainstream, do you think Guwahati is also becoming behaving like a mainstream to the other states, while we are talking strongly about integrating Northeast sitting in Guwahati?
yes. When you speak about discrimination, what will the people of Assam say about it? I will like to say, because Assam is the gateway of the Northeast. Let it be Mizoram, let it be Meghalaya, let it be Nagaland. We all have to go through Assam. Assam will say it is the big brother. We'll say big brother. Why we'll say big brother to Assam is that we have all come out from Assam, with the exception of Nagaland. But the rest were all part and parcel of Assam. And just only must be about a few years that we have been separated, and we all have our own states, we have our own system of working. Assam, uh, naturally speaking, when we speak about the northeast, from the chicken neck, when you cut from Siliguri, when you come to
Hmm.
the eastern part, you'll see that it's only Assam, which is now going to be the mainland India for us. We think that okay,
Right.
Assam is the mainland. So all
Hmm.
of us, the other states also feel that
Hmm.
Assam, the people of Assam must be very much, they
Hmm.
must be reciprocal. We
Hmm.
have a very good Chief Minister now, Mr. Hemanta Biswa Sarma. He's a very good friend of mine. Uh,
Hmm.
in fact, the speaker, I just congratulated him that day, Vishwajit Devmari. We were together in Parliament.
Hmm.
Even the Sarvandan Sonal was my colleague in Parliament. So
Hmm.
when we are, when we know each other, we are very close with each other. Let it be Mr. Conrad, let it be Sri Pema Khanduji. See, we are all integrated. So,
Hmm.
but somebody has to take the lead. And I think the lead has to be taken by Assam. When Assam calls us, I think all of us will come together. But
Hmm.
Assam has to take the leading part, and especially in the central India, when Assam
Hmm.
comes forward, I think we should all follow suit. But you have to
Hmm.
take the lead. We can't just stay away.
Hmm.
Like in, say, in Parliament, when we sit in the lobby, you'll see there's a northeastern group, northeastern MPs group is there. Then suddenly you'll find that the Punjab group is sitting somewhere, the
Lobby,
UP
lobby.
group is in
Yeah.
lobbies. They have these lobbies. So
Hmm.
we have to integrate ourselves. No? So I think that
Hmm.
Assam must take the lead. Suppose there's a member of parliament from Arunachal. They should say, come, 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 let us be there. We had the Northeast MPs forum, so that has to be strengthened, I think. So once we that integrated integration is there, I'm sure, and irrespective of parties is secondary. Parties today we are there, tomorrow we are not there. Before we were, the Congress was there, and now the BJP is there. Now the BJP MPs or the BJP people should call all of the other MPs and work together so that the interest of the Northeast is there. And I'm sure the Northeast MPs forum, if they are strengthened, I'm sure this kind of integration will be more strong.
It may be my last hard question. There were a few questions,
Yes,
but this is my last hard questions. I'm expecting you to answer very honestly on this. Do you
yeah.
think, because you are a member of parliament, you was a member of parliament, do you think your fellow member of parliament was very knowledgeable about Northeast, or they have a little knowledge about Northeast? I'm talking about other states in the North India, be it a South India. All are ignorant, or they are all knowledgeable about Northeast?
Let it be very frank. Of course, I'm one of the most outspoken leaders of the Northeast, if you say, especially when I
That's
was
why
in
I'm asking
Parliament.
it to you.
Yes. So to be very frank, let us be. We are all self-centric. So when I say I'm self-centric means you must be knowing that everyone also has the same feeling. So
Hmm.
of course the Northeast was very well known to our friends when I was in Parliament, because I used to completely interact with them. We used to bring them back also, but we have that kind of lacuna amongst us that
Hmm.
okay, Assam will only think of Assam, Arunachal will think of Arunachal, Mizoram will think of Mizoram, or Nagaland is like that, or Manipur will be in a separate lobby. So that we should take it pan Northeast. Pan India is there, but we said pan Northeast. And once
Hmm.
we take pan Northeast, I'm sure
Hmm.
we can make the Northeast a more beautiful and a livable place to live in.
Hmm. No,
So that is
you
my
have
take.
not answered my question, sir. I was
No, no,
asking
no,
you, your fellow MPs are knowledgeable
no,
about the
no.
Northeast, or they are still like they are ignorant, or there are some knowledge to be given inside the parliament as well regarding the
See,
Northeast.
no, 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 that's what I'm saying. It depends how you interact with your friends. So when I was there, I used to know about three out of the 500 bodies plus. I used to know about 300 MPs. So similarly, our MPs also now in Parliament must be interacting with them. So when you once you interact, they ask, "Where are you from? Which place do you come from? What are you? Are you a Christian or a Hindu or a indigenous faith man?" All these are interacted. So I'm sure people of the in the parliament will surely know about the Northeast. Let us be very frank. This question cannot be answered by me.
In, so there is a controversy. There has always been a controversy regarding the China making some roads and the Arunachal Pradesh and lots of things. And Member of Parliament, Mr. Tapir Gaon, has also alleged it several times.
Yes,
What is the
yes.
status now?
I,
What
ca-
is the
I,
status now?
no, no, I completely support Kiran Rijiju and Tapir Gaon on this matter. And in fact,
Hmm.
even Mr. Namribia now, who is a member of the Rajya Sabha. We are
Hmm.
all together in this, and you'll see throughout the Arunachal border now, towns have come up. You know, buildings,
Hmm.
concrete buildings have come up. Roads are being built. The
Hmm.
you can say airports are being built. Trains are being built right along our border. So here,
Okay.
this is a thing we have to really ponder upon. And on top of that, now they have even constructed this thing in the Medoc country. They have constructed that tunnel, which I've
Hmm.
always raised objection about. And now always I'm again objecting to the big dam that they're going to make, which is a very big threat to not only Arunachal but all of Assam and even Bangladesh. So
Hmm.
I think we should also raise our voices together on these
Yes.
issues. I'm sure through your channels we can send this message to our friends throughout India and also throughout the Northeast, so that we can work together and have a perspective plan for the future.
And is this really visible from the Arunachal itself, that the construction which has been made by the China clearly visible,
No,
sir?
no, 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 no. It is a place called Bising, where the Chinese
Okay.
have already entered into Arunachal.
Hmm.
The roads have been built. Of course, now they have gone back, but the road is still there. The
Hmm.
machinery on also were broken up by our boys, but it is there, and it's about not. It is less than 100 kilometers above the last point, that is Gailing and Bising. These are two. In the left bank it is Bising, in the right bank it is Gailing. So from here, these are the last points from where we can look into China. But again, when you see Kibito, from Kibito again you can see the Chinese. They are they're very much developed in these areas. So it's a thing that let it be the Congress government, let it be the NDA or the UPA government, they must really think over it, ponder upon it, and if they think that they really care for Arunachal Pradesh, they have to make arrangements so that all these borders are, well developed, equipped, so that if any mishap, God forbid, that anything that repeat of the 1962 happens, we should all be ready.
And I think that notice should be integrated in this case, particularly, especially in
Yes,
racial attack and in this border issues. So my last question to you is: what is the COVID situation in Arunachal Pradesh, especially in Pasighat? Uh, all fine? What is the
yes, yes.
what about the
Pasighat.
oxygen availability and all these things?
To be very frank, as such, we have tackled the COVID situation pretty well. Our people are cautious themselves. We have, kind of reservations of going to others' houses or to other villages also. So that restriction is throughout. So when we say it's a lockdown, it's a partial lockdown in the villages themselves. Of course, in the towns in Pasigat, there has been a lockdown in Itanagar because of, there's an overpopulated area. So there were some cases of, transmission. Now, of course, it has been contained, and the medical department and our government. I may be from the Congress, but I should not condemn what the government is doing. They are doing pretty well, and it has been controlled. Other districts also had been spread because of the returnees. Because of the returnees, they come back. They are not checked properly. Some of them even do not take the tests. So when they
Right.
enter into the villages or the towns, the community spread is there. So there had been some cases now, but we are trying our best to contain it. Pasighat is slightly better. Uh, we the shops are all open, the offices are open. There has been some cases of COVID cases from returnees, or even through some spread through some not exactly community, but when these returnees come, then they have these relations, then going to them. We have lost some very important people. Just the day before yesterday, one of my very close friends, one colleague of mine, late Dibang Tatak, he was a minister, he also expired.
Mm.
We had some ranger also there in rowing who expired, and there are a lot of them in Teju, Namsai. But as such, it is contained. But this double, variant COVID is very dangerous this time. So I will request everyone to stay home, stay safe, use the mask, use sanitizers, keep the distance. I think that's the best way to, contain the coronavirus. Because I've seen that even the injections, those who have taken vaccines also are, they are, they get sick. I don't know how. That is, of course, I'm not a medical practitioner, so I won't be able to judge that. But the medical people should tell that even after taking the vaccines, how one gets, the coronavirus.
Yep. So, any last message on the racial discrimination to the to all our fellow countrymen, not to
Yes,
discriminate us? Yeah. Any last
yes,
message from your side?
yes. Our looks are different, but people from even from the south, from Kerala and Tamil Nadu, are also they also look different. People from the north, they look more fair, they are more handsome, they are more beautiful. But that does not mean that we are lesser Indians. We have a very big heart. We always welcome the people from the mainland to visit a beautiful country, the beautiful place. India is not, it is not only concentrated in Delhi or Bangalore or Mumbai. You come to Guwahati, you come to Shillong, you come to Imphal, you come to Itanagar. You please see and see that the people of the north our looks may be different, but our heart is the same. If you cut ourselves and you see our blood, we are the same. So I would welcome all of you and have the kind of national integrations among us. And my message is that we are Indians and we are true Indians. We love our country very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. And please subscribe our channel in YouTube, and also do like our Facebook page, Insta, and to follow us on Twitter. And also, please follow our website www.insideindia.com for all the latest updates and news from the Northeast. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Namaskar.